Click the default cube, go to geometry nodes, click new, get distribute points on faces, instance on the points, get a cube, connect that to instance. I'm gonna get a set position, get a random value, change that to vector, bring value to offset, make the minimum minus 0.1 and the maximum 0.1. I'm gonna get a realize instances and apply that. Hide, mesh, cube, scale, tab, press 3. I'm gonna press I twice, inset. I'm gonna go over here to extrude, click, hold, extrude along normals, bring that out, tab, geometry nodes, new. Now we're basically just gonna create that setup again. I'm gonna bring density down, something like that. I'm gonna get a realize instances, then a merge by distance. I want you to look at this vertice count down here, 25,000. I'm gonna click, press shift and drag and watch that come down. And now notice this doesn't look that much different than how it did before. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply that, hide that. Oops. I'm gonna press shift A, get a camera, view, aligned active camera to view, change that to orthographic. I'm gonna change the orthographic scale, something like that. I'm gonna hide that, click on our cube, press tab, go to select, press W to go to circle select, press 1 to go to vertice select, just select around the side. Shift D, S, P, selection, geometry nodes, new, instance on points, cube, connect cube to instance, 0.1, press shift D, delete that, and the other one, get a realize instances and apply. Select that, object, convert, curve, go to geometry, bevel, depth, 0.01. Now I'm going to click the cube again, press tab, press 3, select around the outside again, shift D, S, P, selection. Press tab, change that to individual origins, press A, S, scale that down. And now I'll get a solidify modifier. These are all the meshes we're going to use. Now let's work on materials. Go to shading nodes, Z, rendered, shift A, cube, new. I'm going to delete that, get an emission node. I'm going to make that kind of red, like that, 100. Now just scale that up. Now I'm going to select our cube, new material, roughness down, transmission up. And now I'm going to bring down the alpha, kind of like that. Okay, now I'm going to turn up my world brightness so I can see what I'm doing. Click there, click new, noise texture, Control T with the Node Wrangler add-on, change that to object, connect that to base color, roughness, and normal. We'll get a bump, about 0.01. It should be really low. Color ramp, kind of go like that. Shift D, and I'll bring up metallic. Now I'll get a mix shader, emission node, that there, the kind of turquoise. I'll set that to 10. Now I'll get a wireframe node, very interesting node, as you can see. I'll get a mix there, drag those up, RGB, bring down the brightness there. I'll get a noise texture, Control T, object, that there, color ramp, and I can see my scale is way too large, so I'll change that to like 0.1. Looks like 1 is a good value. And I've kind of brought in my values here on the color ramp. Okay, I like how that looks. Bring that back down. That, I'll just make metallic. Same with that. That one, kind of make that color. I can select my camera, press Shift A, empty, plane axis, select the camera again. Camera settings, check depth of field, focus, select the empty, set f-stop to about 3, and blades I'll set to 4. Go to render settings and decheck denoise. Render image. I'm going to go to compositing, glare node, change that to high quality, bring streaks to 2. I love how that looks right there. I'm going to get a lens distortion, change that to 0.01. Now I'm going to mix, bring that up, image to image, and image to image. I'll make that 0.1. That's a lot. Let's just bring that down a ton. And now that's starting to look really cool. Duplicate that again, image to image.